For years and decades, many companies are trying to make the virtual reality a reality. Even if it is starting to catch on, it is still slow and contents are getting better, but still lacking, pretty handicapping the adoption of the technology. I won't go in details on the virtual reality headset and the related history, as it isn't today's subject. Sony introduced its well-known PlayStation VR in 2016 as an accessory for its PlayStation 4. It has limited performances, but according to the technology level of the time and the targeted price point. It is moderately good and can be used for VR gaming and watching 3D content, including 3D Blu-ray. But it wasn't the first try of Sony on video headset or 3D personal viewer. Let me introduce you to the HMZ-T3W, Sony's personal 3D viewer from only 3-year player, 2013. First, I'd like to say that it isn't a virtual reality headset. This is important as it defines some design choices, but as it is very close, I will keep comparing the two. The personal 3D viewer, that I will call T3W from now on, is quite futuristic looking. The style is closer to Star Trek Geordi LaForge visor than to the PlayStation VR. This comparison is even more true if we take into account that it's wireless. More on this later. It is a relatively light device with a box that includes the connection to a video source through HDMI and a power connector through micro USB. It is interesting and shows the idea behind the headset that Sony did not choose as is usual a proprietary power connection or barrel jack. Indeed, as a portable device, it can be connected to any USB power source, including a USB power bank. This is an incredible, useful design choice as you can plug your favorite digital media player to the HDMI input and also use the same power bank for both the headset and the video player. But the T3W little black box also includes a battery, giving you an excellent autonomy. This gives you so much flexibility on the go. The sound is simply managed through a 3.5mm jack, very standard, and I'm glad as my T3W is missing its earphones. This design choice is also present in the PlayStation VR. This headset includes no proprietary connector and thus can be used in 2024 without issues. Plugged into my Chromecast, it works flawlessly. You have to go through a quick setting menu to ensure you have positioned the headset correctly, and you can see whatever your video source is showing. You also have focus slider for each individual eyes, but for glasses user, you'll have to keep them. And this can be a little bit uncomfortable, but nothing awful. Fitting the headset on your head is not perfect. I struggle to find a comfortable position. And this is the main issue I have. Indeed, as it isn't positioned perfectly, I have some eyes fatigue. The display is 720p and thus a little bit of pixelization can be seen, as it officially shows a 750-inch display. Nevertheless, it doesn't give the feeling to have such a display in front of you. As for the PlayStation VR, the OLED displays are incredible. The image quality is far better than the PlayStation VR. That's quite incredible. But that's where the comparison can't really be made, or at least shall be explained. The T3W is a 3D viewer. It shows a fixed screen in full resolution in front of your eyes. The image moves together with the headset. The advantage is that you don't need to track the headset, and thus making it smaller and simpler. The drawback is that it's a bit uncomfortable to look at the shown screen when you want to look at the periphery. Indeed, you can't move your head as you would do naturally. But you can only move your eyes. This isn't something you do usually, and it also brings some eye fatigue. The PlayStation VR in video mode shows a screen that is fixed relatively to your room or TV or sofa, but is not fixed relative to your headset. This is far more natural, but the drawback is that you can't show the video in full resolution, as it must have enough pixels around the picture to allow movement. The result is a picture of lower quality, but more comfortable to watch. I will still give the point to the T3W, as the picture quality is far better than the PlayStation VR. The T3W is a personal 3D viewer that was designed during the PlayStation 3 era. It can display several 3D formats, but most notably 3D Blu-rays. Of course, it can show any source with a HDMI output. It makes it very versatile, including playing video games, watching DVD, Blu-ray, streamings, and so on. From experience, playing normal video game is not very comfortable. Okay, it is a nice device to look at video. But how do you watch 3D Blu-ray? Do you connect a 5-meter long HDMI cable to your PlayStation 3 or 4? Well, it's a clever device made for multiple usage. But it was not primarily designed to be used on the go. It was made to be used from the sofa or your bed with minimal inconvenience. The T3W is a system, not a headset. It includes a HDMI box to be connected to your many video sources and your TV, allowing to watch from up to 3 sources without plugging and unplugging anything. The main function of this box is different. It sends the video signal wirelessly. Indeed, you can use any of your video equipment connected to this box and watch from up to 7 meters. Want to look at a 3D Blu-ray from Avatar on your PS4? No problem, you can even do it from the toilet, as long as you are within distance. That's why its full name is Wireless HD Personal 3D Viewer. You don't have any cable between you and the TV or video source. That's something that wasn't kept on the PlayStation VR, most likely to keep the cost down, as also for reliability of the transmission. So, as most of you never seen this Sony device that is only 3 years older than the PlayStation VR, what was the issue? The technology is not very different and even simpler if we exclude the wireless connection. Both are OLED, and it's a nice device for those who want to watch video. Well, it was very expensive. 100,000 yens or $1,000 at the time, making it an interesting novelty but reducing the target to wealthy people that need personal 3D viewer. I don't think it was many. But it seemed it was the design ground from which a PSVR was developed. The headset have similarities. I really like my T3W. Interestingly, I can use it longer than the PSVR before getting eye fatigue. It stays on my bedside table connected to a Google Chromecast and a battery power bank. I can use it without worrying for the battery, as with the battery bank, it lasts for hours. I wouldn't have paid 100,000 yens for it, but I paid 1/10 of that for this one in perfect condition. And I love Star Trek The Next Generation. I am working on other videos of old and obsolete technology, and sometimes unicorns, but it's only a hobby, so bear with me.